Hello, everyone. This is Mr. Mathis again. We're on 3.5, Codehs Python 3.5. We're on part two of the video recipe. So this is a bit of a long problem. So we just have to be patient and just try to get through this together. Okay, so what is Codehs asking us to do? Name three ingredients for a salad recipe. Enter the number of ounces per ingredient per one serving. Okay, this should be a float, like some sort of decimal number. Okay, and then we want the number of servings desired, and this should be an integer. So we're asking the user to input information, and this is what the output should be. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so we wanna assign variables. Let's go with the first variable, ingredient one. Okay. Now we want the user to input um, this. Now remember, if you cannot remember all of the documentation, it is fine. That's why this is here to help you. Make sure you're using this documentation. We'll be using stuff like print. We'll be doing stuff like, where is it? User input. We'll be doing things like this, okay? So make sure you're using the documentation. With that being said, let's keep it going. Okay, so let's input this right here. Enter right here. Enter ingredient one, okay? So we'll take this, okay? And let's see if we can insert it right in there. Okay, good. Enter ingredient one. Now we want the user to be able to input that. All right, so let's go. I'm going to make this next variable ounces one. You can name it whatever you want, but we want the user to be able to input how many ounces of they want. So input again, ounces of. Now remember, let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this. So we want the output to be whatever the user puts in here. So we want to combine a string with this variable, right? We don't know what their user's going to put in, so whatever they put in, it'll be ready to go right here. All right, so we want to combine that with this last part, this last semicolon, a space, and there we go. So we have to remember that this is going to be a float. So we want to wrap this whole thing inside of a float. Okay, so I just wanted to show you what this should look like, and hopefully just to make sure it works. I like to do that just to make sure I'm not coding too long and I'm not making any mistakes. So let's say enter ingredient one, lettuce. Okay, we enter. Okay, at this point, we've put some sort of decimal point. Okay, and there you go. It's actually saved in this variable ounces one. Let's go back to this. So we want to take this and we want to copy. Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. We want to take this and copy this two more times. Okay, but you want to make sure this is ingredient two, into ingredient two, ounces two, and ingredient two. Same here, three, ingredient three, ounces three, ingredient three. Okay, so at this point, I would really check this again to make sure I didn't make any mistakes by running it. But for time purposes, I'm just going to move on. All right, so now we want numbers of servings. All right, so let's again, we're gonna save this into a variable. I'm gonna call it servings. Again, variables, you can call it anything you want. Uh, as long as you want to make it make sense to anyone who does read it, or your future self who is reading this again. Input, let's go number of servings. Okay, semicolon. All right, so we want this to be an integer. So make sure you're wrapping this entire thing around int because it's, number of servings, we want it to be a whole number. Okay, good. So now we just want to print. We want this to come out and print these 3 lines. So let's work on printing. Okay, total ounces of. Okay, so all 3 are going to have total ounces of, but we want to, whatever the user put in for ingredients 1, 2, and 3, we want it to show back here. So obviously you want to combine this to this variable here, ingredient 1. Okay, good. Actually, I made a mistake here. Let's actually add this, and then this should come up. Space. That's what we're looking to print. Okay. Now we're going to combine this to, we want to get this number. Now, how do we get this number, right? This ounces for the first one is multiplied by numbers of servings. So let's kind of get some a math operator, a multiplication going. So we want servings times ounces 1. Okay, servings times ounces 1. Now we want to make sure now remember, you cannot combine strings with numbers. So this actually has to be wrapped up into a float. Okay, this has to be wrapped up into a float. Oh, sorry, a string. A string, I mean. Like I said, it can't combine strings with numbers. So whatever this turns out to be, this actually has to turn into a string for it to print. Okay, so let's run this just to test it. Okay, we put lettuce, let's say for example, 2.1, just making up some numbers here. Let's say we want some chicken in there. Let's put 1.2. Let's say we put onions, 2.1. We want 3 servings. Okay, line 21, what is the mistake? Servings. Okay, servings is not defined. Did you mean servings? Oh, I see what the problem is. I actually misspelled that wrong and I missed it. I'm sure you was all screaming and I just didn't see it. All right, so this looks good. So I would run it again, but for time saving purposes, I'm going to not do that to save time in this video. But let's just make sure we when we copy and paste it, we're changing these to the 3 different ingredients. Servings 1, servings 2, servings 3. I think we have it, but before we do it, let's check our code. All right, we nailed it. We nailed it. So let's just take it one time for you to see. Lettuce user inputs. They want lettuce. They will say they want 1.5 ounces of lettuce. Let's say they want onions. I want 1.5 again ounces of onions. I want some grilled chicken with my salad. I'm hungry. Let's get 2.1 pounds. I want 3 servings. And this is what we get. All right. So listen, good job. Any questions, please ask.